Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. It's time once more for our weekly painting progress. So here in front of us this week, we're going to kick things off with the first 3D printed model that I printed all by myself and painted while I was at it. And I didn't do a great job of cleaning him up, but this is a Kludgerbrute from Battle Yak Miniatures, and you can see what a terrible job I just did. I'm horrible pulling those supports off. I suck at it. But despite my terrible job, he came out pretty decent, and I think once some paint's on these models, I think they will really take a shine to me. So he was the first model we got done this week. Let's see what else. Oh, since I have not had any Kingdom Death stuff in a while, we have the Great Game Hunter. Big Game Hunter? Great Game Hunter. This is the plastic version that came from the special bundle that was on Black Friday, along with the other models from the Lantern Festival with the Scribe and the Twilight Cloak. And there is the male version, and he's like 90% done, and I just didn't have time to finish him, so he'll be here next week. So I have met my Kingdom Death quota. Let's see, what else? The first of my Dragonslayers for the Dweghom from Parabellum's Conquest. So this is a dwarf, and you know, when you're as tall as a Kingdom Death model, you're a big dwarf. Actually, these dudes are just huge, period. I mean, check it out. Even with a human Conquest model, they're dwarfing them. Pun intended. But they're just cool. They've got huge cleavers, they've got super crazy ornate armor, and I'm digging them. I'm going to enjoy painting those. While we were painting him, I put together a couple more Hold Warriors. These are the basic dwarf infantry for Conquest. They don't look very basic. I mean, they look like super, you know, heavily over-encumbered here, but nope, they're just the regular, well, he's the leader model, but yeah, that's the command unit. So, I like his weird fish-faced helmet. The turquoise was a different color for me. Don't usually do stuff in turquoise. I was actually a bit on a dwarf kick. I think I showed this guy off. This is an Oathsworn plastic regular dwarf infantry. It's kind of hiding there. But they paint up really quick and really nice. So I thought, you know what? Let's actually put some together. So we did. So since you don't usually see a whole lot of me knocking over the camera, what I was going to say was you don't see a whole lot of Dwarven Spearmen. So I thought, why not paint some up? And I love this guy's pose as I throw him on the table here. He's just hunched over like, oh, guess what did you get yourself into this time? And I totally ruined that shield. Crap. Okay, well, back to the painting table with you. His friends should have hopefully fared better. That one dude gave me a bit of a Roman Legionnaire vibe. Probably the red. And then grab a couple more here. Dwarf Archers. That's something we really don't see very often. He should have had a friend. Where did he go? Ah. Again, just a real quick paint job in an effort to try to get them finished. I really dig their simplicity. I think that actually is a plus. You know, when you go from those to guys like this, step aside, boys. Yeah. And then one of the actual command models is he inspires his troops forward. And his shield's actually stolen from the heavy infantry sprue, but that's okay. This guy's shield was stolen from a grave guard, I think, and that's an iron golem mace, and I think that's a Ghost Archipelago throwing axe. And actually, that's a heavy dwarf helmet, come to think of it. So he's just a little bit of a hodgepodge of everything. I think that's a Frostgrave pouch. So, yeah. But it works out. Alright, and while I'm on the Oathmark tangent. I decided to paint up a couple of humans. I did get a human box, and I did a terrible job on the little dots on his chainmail there, and I probably should go back and fix it, but I won't. At least from a distance, it doesn't look that bad. So there's a little bit more light probably too. Kind of an old Cossack looking guy. If I can get his face in focus. Big if, I guess. That big Sam Elliott handlebar mustache. And another human. This time just a basic infantryman. He looks so short. It's like a kid cosplaying as a warrior. He's got really stubby legs. And putting him next to a dwarf, I mean, there's not a huge size difference here. But if you want to see a size difference, so regular human, I decided to paint up some Conquest mercenary crossbowmen. And they're a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And I don't know what I was doing paint-wise with them. I was painting them at the same time as the Oathmark Dwarves, and it was whatever colors were left over. But coincidentally enough, it seems that those are almost the stock colors that Parabellum used for the box art. So I guess it works out okay. But they were a quick and dirty paint job. Got them. And finally, to come back full circle, I printed out a Maker's Cult Feudal Guard, which are basically knights in shining armor, except armed with halberd lasguns for a guardsman. I thought that was a kind of a cool look. So, painted up one of them, and I'm assuming he's probably about the right size for a Imperial Guardsman. Scales pretty decently with a 40k guy. And hopefully we'll have some more of them next week. I gotta print some more. So actually, all in all, a pretty large haul of stuff was painted this week. But most of it was, you know, by the book, churning stuff out. So not to say that that's a bad thing necessarily. Sometimes you gotta do big blobs of guys. Funny enough, there's actually even more that I was just about done with this week, but wasn't able to finish in time because I needed to get back to work, because this is the last week of official school. So even though school technically doesn't end for another week or so, but you gotta actually write report cards for the stuff that my kids have been doing at home. So probably should take care of my job, but a nice little haul of miniature folk here. So with that said, hopefully all you out there are staying safe and staying occupied and not getting bored and getting all those models painted too. This has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.